This isn't about resolutions. This is about alignment, intention, and building a year that feels good, not just looks good.
Yes, and if you want guidance to set heart-centered goals and step into 2026 fully prepared, subscribe now and share this with a friend who's ready to build their best year yet.
Hey there, welcome to Group X Appeal. I'm Kimberly Spreen-Glick.
And I'm Terry Shorter. We're excited to bring you this hot and sweaty podcast.
With over 25 years of experience each in the health and fitness industry, we're here to share hilarious, heartwarming stories from our lives and careers.
And offer practical nutrition tips, expert exercise advice, and strategies for holistic well-being and a positive mindset.
Group X Appeal is your go-to source for inspiration, motivation, and a few laughs along the way.
So tune in and let us help you be the healthiest, happiest version of you.
Welcome to the first episode of the year. Woo! Happy 2026.
Yes.
And today we're creating your 2026 fitness blueprint.
What?
And it doesn't just have to be fitness,
No.
but just overall blueprint for a healthy way of life, don't you think?
Let's do that.
I think we should do that. We're talking about mindset, movement, your personal vision that will make this your strongest year yet. This is the episode that is designed to set the tone for what's possible. So we've got 5 things we want to cover for you. And my brother Terry over here is going to kick us off.
Well, let's kick this off. Episode number 70. And by the way, I'm Terry Shorter. This is
Kimberly Spreen-Glick. I forgot that part.
You don't ever forget who we are. Don't forget who you are,
I forgot
girl.
who I was.
Don't forget who you are.
But now we have introduced ourselves and
Absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
let's get this party
he's
started.
always ready to save me. I appreciate that.
So like Kimberly said, we've got 5 basic points that will hopefully help, like she said, set this year up for success right out of the gates. And these are ideas that you can implement like literally right away. Some of the elements that we're going to be sharing with you today, we have much deeper dives in some past episodes, and we're going to reference those episodes throughout today's episode.
Yeah.
So you'll want to write this down, or of course you can just press rewind. That works too. But you're not going to want to miss this stuff because I call this the good stuff.
This is the good stuff.
Right? So let's not miss the good stuff. So the very first step, in making sure that you are about to have the best year possible is what we call simply vision casting.
Yep.
What is your vision for this year? Define what you want your life to look like this year. Don't necessarily, think about what you want it to look like next year, right? That's way too late.
That's too far.
Let's live in it.
I can't
right
think
now.
that far ahead.
I can't either, especially nowadays at my age. So,
Take it back.
So define what you want your life to look like this year and in what areas specifically. And Kimberly's going to go over that in a little bit more details, just in terms of more specific areas that you can really identify that you really want to work and put more energy into. But, for me personally, I want this to be my healthiest year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'll share, and this is another thing you'll not want to miss. We're going to have you in the very last step. We're going to share our, what would you call it? Our inspired word or our
word for the year.
Our word for the year. She's going to share hers. I'll share mine. So you'll want to stay tuned for that.
Definitely.
Right. So what does your vision look like? And paint the picture, and don't be afraid to put yourself in it, because you deserve your vision, right?
Yeah.
You've worked hard.
Yeah. And when I think about vision too, I always think about we want it to be inspired. You don't want it to be the vision that you think you're supposed to create for yourself or what other people are expecting, but based on your own kind of core values and what inspires you, what does your best life look like going into this year?
Yeah. What juices you up? What gets you excited to wake up every morning?
As Marie Kondo would say, what sparks joy?
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's easy enough. I like it. So what about number 2?
So the second thing we wanted to share with you would be the 6 dimensions of well-being. So if you've been with us for a while, you are familiar with the 6 dimensions. In fact, you know them as
the sexy 6.
Yes, that's absolutely true. And you can dive back into them if you want to go back to episodes 6 through 13. That's right. We took that many episodes to cover all the dimensions of well-being, but we're just going to do kind of a high-level overview here. So you can think about it as you're setting the vision for yourself, or you could think of it as your inspired goal for the year, where you want to put your intention, your focus, because we all know where your focus goes, your energy flows. You have, of course, your physical well-being, which would be movement, exercise, how you fuel yourself, how well you rest and recover. So those are episodes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Side note, but we cover all the physical in multiple episodes. And then you have your emotional well-being, your ability to regulate how you're feeling, your mindset, to basically be in control of your life, not let your life be in control of you, not just be someone who reacts to circumstances, but you choose how to move through your day and through your life. So that's your emotional well-being. Intellectual well-being, of course, being the fact that not only do we want to fuel our bodies with healthy, good fuel, but we want to fuel our minds in a healthy way as well. So what are you focusing on when it comes to what you're taking into your brain? What are you watching? What are you listening to? Programming. Yeah. What are you reading? And so that is your intellectual well-being. And then, of course, your spiritual well-being. And this could be, whatever that is for you. So if you practice a religion, that could be how you explore your spiritual path, or if it's just through a different wisdom tradition or a certain philosophy that you live by. But it's just this recognition that we're all connected, and there's this greater power, call it God, call it universal intelligence, if you're more into quantum physics and more of the science approach. But there's just an energy that connects us all. That's why we're hardwired for connection. And that's also kind of a search for purpose. Not kind of, it is our search for purpose in life. That's your spiritual well-being. Is that something you want to focus on this year? Or are you more leaning into environmental, environmental well-being, which would be maybe your relationship with nature, maybe getting out in nature more, maybe getting out into kind of cleaning up nature and taking care of our earth. Or maybe it's the environment that you spend time in indoors. It's your office, it's your home. Maybe you need to declutter. Maybe you need to kind of work on making a space spark more joy. So sometimes when we focus on leveling up the space where we spend time, it can have a huge impact on our productivity, on our bandwidth, on our energy. So environmental well-being is a really important part of our day-to-day. Is that where you want to put some energy? And then finally, of course, there's social well-being. Do you feel like you need to lean into relationships more this year? So your friends, your family, your peers, your coworkers, the community that you hope to serve, are these relationships being nurtured to the level that you'd like to see them? Or is that something that you'd like to put as an intentional, inspired goal and part of the vision that you have for your life this year? So those are the dimensions of well-being, the sexy six, as Terry likes to call them. But your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, your environmental, your social, your intellectual, it's all part of the experience that we get to have here.
Yeah. And for you, Kimberly, personally, is there any particular area more specifically that you're putting your energy more into than others this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. And for me, I'm always trying to focus on all of them.
You're a juggler.
Well, not even really a juggler. It's just that it's so much easier than people think to nurture all of them. But for me, the two that I would say bubble up the most would be my social well-being and making sure that I'm not so buried in work and just getting stuff done, that I'm not nurturing the connections that matter to me. And environmental is just getting out in nature more. I mean, I get out pretty often, but in my opinion, it's kind of never often enough. And I want to explore more out in nature.
There you go.
Yeah. How about you?
Love it. Well, I think 2025.
Well, you mentioned health. So,
for me, 2025 was really about emotional, well-being. That was really my focus, and I'm glad that I spent the time and the energy and the put the attention into that area of of the sexy six. This year, it's about the physical part, getting the rest, getting the movement in, getting the recovery, and the right food in as well. Getting that rebalanced, reharmonized again, because I was kind of struggling in that area this year. I've never had as many injuries, I don't think, in my entire life than this year, so this past year. But again,
I don't know what you're talking about.
None whatsoever.
It couldn't possibly be our age.
Yeah, but I don't have any regrets because what I was focused on in 2025, it was definitely needed.
Yeah.
And so feeling good about that. So now I have that patterning down. I have that system down. And now I can not necessarily divert the attention, but now I can balance things out on the physical side now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love to hear that.
Great question.
Nice.
So the first two steps, again, once you have kind of created that vision first, so kind of going macro to micro basically is what we're doing. Once you found that vision or identify what your vision is as a whole, and then you started identifying within those 6 pillars of well-being, okay, what areas do I want to focus on? Because they're still big areas, right? Not as big as the vision, but making sure that those 6 pillars of well-being align with your vision, of course, that sends you into the next step, which would be simply creating the plan.
Absolutely.
Right? Getting into action without having
a dream without a plan is just a dream.
It's just a dream, just a hope, just a prayer, and all those things are great, but you have to have the action put behind it. And it comes down to goal setting. Like, okay, now let's put a plan of action together. And there's different goal setting plans that are out there in the universe that you can use, you can get incredible results from. Yeah. But we've been talking about one in particular that we feature in episode number 17 that was developed by my partner in crime, Miss Kimberly Spreen-Glick. So it's the power goal setting system that is very systematic. It is easy to remember, and it is also available not just through episode 17, but if you want to go even deeper, like into a deeper dive, you have a workshop that's available.
I do.
At the Inspired Life University.
Yes,
and
indeed.
So you want to break that down?
Yeah, it's just I have a workshop and an instructor training to teach people how to become power coaches.
Yeah.
So it's basically just being able to learn this very simple but wildly effective 5-step goal setting process that is completely inspired. It has a couple elements that, quite honestly, I've worked with, and a lot of us have worked with other goal setting methods like the SMART goal setting method. Nothing wrong with it. I give it props. I used it for years. I used to live, eat, sleep, dream about SMART goal setting. And it has a lot of good elements, but it was missing a few things.
Some key elements.
Two in particular, that caused me to create power. And so, I encourage you to dive into episode 17 to learn what those 5 steps are. And of course, power is an acronym, so you'll learn what those letters stand for. And you could try to incorporate it into your life, or go to the inspiredlifeuniversity.com if you want to dive deeper into just taking the workshop, where I deep dive for about an hour and a half into each step of the power process. And then, of course, you can take it further if you decide you want to become a coach and coach others through it.
Okay, so you just left them... you just left everybody wanting,
like
frothing
tease
at the mouth. I think that was a huge
Yeah.
tease. At least share, what does POWER, the acronym, stand for?
You got it.
There
I'm
we
going
go.
to try really hard to share it without going
Share it
deep
without
into,
sharing it.
I'm going to, because I tend to go deep into each step, but overview, high level, just the word. P is for present, because you got to know where you are.
Yeah.
O is for outcome, because you got to know where you want to go. That's point A, point B. W is your why. If you don't have a why, you don't have fuel for the
anything.
journey. That's one of the things SMART goal setting is missing. And then E is experience, both the experience you have so far that can help move you toward the inspired goal you've set for yourself, your vision, and then what experience you need to create next. So this is your action planning. And then the R is the other thing I think is missing in just about every goal setting process out there. You got to revel.
Yeah.
So R is a revelment,
must.
learning how to celebrate your wins, both small and large, because that actually triggers things in the brain that builds your confidence, your clarity, and gives you fuel for the journey as well.
Absolutely. There
Was
it
that
is.
good? That was short?
That was
See,
pretty
I was
good.
afraid I could not do it that short. So I was just like, just watch episode 17. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you
But
can't leave them
still,
in that much suspense.
I know. But still, episode 17 gives a lot more detail.
It does. It does for sure. And again, go to the Inspired Life University to go in much, much deeper.
Yeah.
And for instructors, do instructors get CECs also for that training, the coaching?
Yeah, both the power
series?
workshop and the power training.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So through American Council for Exercise.
And NASM and AFA.
AFA. So
Yeah,
she
all of
has them
them.
all.
All the
So
things.
she is hooking you up.
That's what I do.
That's how she rolls.
try.
No, she does. She does. She doesn't try. She does. So, so those are the first 3 steps. Number 4, once you have that plan, your goals, the plan of action in place, Kimberly's going to take us through the next step, number 4.
You could go for it.
No, it's all you. It's all you. I just realized where I was, who I am, and what I'm doing here. That was a pretty good catch.
That was awesome. That was a nice save. You didn't even notice, did you? So we look at this year. So we have 2026. This is like this, as they say, it's this unwritten book, and you're the author, right? So we can look at this big full year and create this vision for how we want to spend the year, how we want to be living, the things we want to be doing, the people we want to be doing them with, and more importantly than anything, how we want to be feeling through the year. But to look at the whole year can be a pretty massive, overwhelming vision. And so to try to create a plan that maps out every single step can be, like I said, overwhelming and quite daunting is a perfect word. So what about monthly milestones? What if you were to start here in January and look ahead, by the end of January, by the end of February, by the end of March, break the year down instead of it being this big, massive undertaking into these monthly cycles. So each month, if there's one thing that you could accomplish or a step you could take toward that vision that you have for yourself for this year, like what would that be? And then, of course, don't forget the R in power is to revel. So as you accomplish each milestone, as you reach that milestone, which in the moment might seem like a small win as compared to the larger vision, that's okay. The small wins need to be celebrated just as much as the larger wins. So celebrate along the way. And I promise you will feel more inspired and motivated to keep moving forward. So monthly milestones, break it down. That horrible old saying, like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
I wouldn't eat an elephant.
It is the worst saying ever,
Doesn't
but it's a
sound
very
appetizing.
common business saying. We
But
used to
maybe
hear
with
it
some
in
good
corporate.
sauce. Some good
I
sauce.
don't think there's a sauce in the world that could make me eat an elephant. But if I were to eat an elephant,
How would you do it?
it would be one bite at a time.
Right.
So there we go. Encouraging you one bite at a time for the
Who
year
came
that
up
is
with that
apparently
anyway?
the elephant. I don't know. It's horrible.
There's some really horrible sayings
It's like
out
the whole
there.
2 birds with the one stone thing.
why
It's
kill a
terrible.
bird? Why kill a
There's
bird?
no need to kill a bird. Or 2.
Or 2, for that matter.
Never.
Oh, my goodness. So
What
thanks
else you got for
sharing.
us?
Thanks for sharing the breakdown, breaking down the milestones.
The elephant quote.
The elephant quote.
Yeah.
So lastly, this is where I shared at the very beginning, we've got our words of the year, our own guiding themes. We kind of talked about this before we push record today. Come up with your one word for 2026. What is your one word that describes, that's in alignment with your vision this year? And what that will allow you to do is really anchor in your year with not just a guided theme necessarily, but also focus, right?
Yeah.
Clarity. And for me, I'll share mine first. I love her. She's not going to give you just one easy word. She takes it to a different level. You always do. So
Good or bad?
yeah, good. No, always good. It's always good. Going back to my vision this year, when I mentioned, well, not just vision, but the one of the 6 pillars that I want to really focus on this year is physicality. Getting, making sure I'm moving, making sure I'm eating properly, making sure I'm getting the proper amount of rest, in order to accomplish that vision. My word of the year, my theme is all about consistency.
Oh, nice.
And consistency for me is having a schedule that is realistic, that I can stick with, that I can find my own discipline through, and still have some flexibility with it. Know that every day is not going to be perfect, but as long as I'm consistently progressing, even if it's 1%, one step, forward in the right direction, I'm good. I'm happy. And I know by the end of the year, when I look back, that consistency will definitely pay off. And it's not going to be discipline, and consistency is not sexy at all. A lot of times, right?
Yeah.
It's not, it's not some colorful, vibrant, beautiful thing every single day. You're not going to, I'm not.
Yeah, sometimes it's just little things, right?
It is. I know I'm not going to feel like a superhero every day, but I'm looking forward, and expecting and just putting my place, like I said, painting myself in that picture, right, of what it's going to look like. I'm already thinking revel, what that's going to look like, what that's going to feel like, and anchoring in that, that sensation, that experience, that vision. So what about you?
So I tried real hard to narrow it down to one word, but I really settled on two. So my power words for this year are alignment and simplification. So I want to align better. I have a tendency, you may not know this about me, but I have a tendency to, want to do all things, to I am still probably forever will be a recovering people pleaser. When people ask me to do things or be a part of projects or consult here and there, like I love to be able to support and to uplift and add value in any way that I can. And so I typically say yes. And so this year I want to challenge myself to make sure before I say yes to anything that, and I encourage you to do the same, to make sure it's aligned with my core values, with the priorities that I have for my life and how I want to spend my time and my energy. Because as I often coach, we teach and coach the things we most need to focus on, right?
Yeah,
and
ourselves.
I constantly am telling the coaches that I work with, you are in charge of your time and your energy. Like you have to be the guardian of your own time and energy. And so it's time for me to walk the walk. Yeah, exactly. And to really be the guardian of my time and energy and to make sure I choose things that are aligned. And then as I look at the different projects that I have, because I still will have multiple projects and things that I work on and which I love. We're both kind of like that. We love, supporting and doing different things, but then simplifying. Like I'm going to look at whatever project or process I have in front of me and think, okay, instead of just diving deep into the weeds, stepping back first and saying, how can I simplify? So how can I create more ease here? And so I decided that my word is alignify.
So you simplified
since it's one word.
your two words.
Yeah, I simplified the two words of align and simplify. Actually, I took alignment and simplification down to align and simplify.
Yeah.
And then I
Now it's-
smushed them together and I made alignify.
A line of fly.
Wait, you made a
A
line
fly
of
in a
fly?
fly. What? A piece of pie. What?
She's just making up words now. She's just making up random
Making
words.
words that don't mean nothing, like lupin. Yeah.
All right.
I love it. A line of flies.
There's no fly. There's no fly. No fly in the soup.
Fly.
A line of fly.
Got it. Well, I think those are two solid themes for you for this year.
I think so.
And then what's great about this too, when you have someone that you can share these things with, this process with, then guess what? You have built-in accountability.
Hey.
So
That's good.
I'm going to keep an eye on her. Hopefully she keeps an eye on me. And I got you.
I got
your
you.
back.
Back at you.
So, yeah, so let us know what your word for 2026 is, that anchor word,
Yeah, I
that
wanna
theme that
hear.
you're really focusing on, right?
I want to hear all the words out there. So, my friends, your strongest year, it doesn't start with resolution, as we said in the very beginning. It starts with clarity. So, take everything that we talked about in these recent episodes in December, use it all with what we've covered today to build a year with purpose, with passion, and with joy.
Yes, and share, please. Again, can't say it enough. Share your 2026 year, a word of the year, with us at Group X Appeal on Instagram. You could share it with us on Group X Appeal on YouTube as well. We would love to hear it. We'd encourage you. We really appreciate it. It means the world to us that you follow us. Please rate the show and review us to just help our community grow. You know, we only get stronger when we're together, and so we really do appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And we love to cross paths with our peers and other enthusiasts who love Group X as much as we do. So we have two exciting things to share with you. First and foremost, this is actually at the time we're filming this is next weekend. Yeah. It's a week from this Sunday. So it's the 11th of January. Yeah. We're going to be at the LA Convention Center in Los Angeles at the Fit Expo. I'm going to be there. We're going to be actually hosting one of the panels at 11 a.m. So definitely catch up with us there. And then we're going to be sticking around and doing some interviews, some live interview, not live, but we'll be live.
Yeah,
we're
going to be
recording.
Live. We're always alive.
We're not going to stream it live. Maybe we should stream it live.
I think we need to. You just came out with something.
I think we might do a YouTube stream.
We need to.
We have to think about that.
We should.
So I don't know. Look for a post to see if we decide to do that. But the plan originally was to record some interviews with some great leaders and instructors and enthusiasts that are going to be there at the event.
Yeah.
So outside of that, we also, for all of you fitness pros out there, on January 24th from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pacific Standard? Are we standard?
let's just call us standard.
Yeah, PST. So Pacific time, West Coast time, which is going to be 5 o'clock, East Coast time. It's just for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We are going to do a workshop via Zoom, so online. It's called No Sweat Income Opportunities for Fitness Pros. So we all work really hard teaching classes, training clients, and often it requires a lot of both physical and emotional output that causes a good amount of elbow grease, and as my mama used to say, but a good amount of sweat. It's physical exertion as well as emotional exertion. So we want to talk to you about some opportunities there are for you to be able to generate an income and a livelihood for a community that you love and an industry that you adore that doesn't require so much physical exertion.
Right. And that will definitely be live.
That will be live. That's the one that will be live.
Yeah.
And we should actually do a sneak peek.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. We'll offer a sneak peek in our next episode of this brand new workshop that we'll be releasing to the fitness pros. And even if you're not, by the way, if you're not a fitness pro and you still would love to know, okay, how are these guys able to create livelihoods and show up with the energy and show up with the, the physicality and the emotion and the heart, to every single one of my classes as an instructor? How do they do that? We'll be sharing some of those elements, so don't miss out.
Yeah.
You're absolutely welcome and invited to join us as well.
And who knows? I mean, if you love Group X like we do, you may decide you want to move in this direction.
Absolutely.
To dive into some no sweat income opportunities yourself. So make sure you listen to our next episode where we're going to start to give you a little sneak peek of what's coming up in that Group X Appeal workshop coming up on the 24th.
Yeah, so all kinds of stuff. We're off
so
to a great
much
start.
Fun. I know. 2020 is going to be a good year.
Yes, it is. So that is it. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We truly appreciate you joining us today, listening, watching if you're here on YouTube with us. And we cannot wait to see you at one of these events that we have live and recorded as well.
Yeah, look for registration for the workshop soon. And if you're in the LA area, look up we'll put a link, but for the Fit Expo. Come see us.
It's going to be awesome. So until then, I'm Terry Shorter.
I'm Kimberly Spreen-Glick.
And as always, we encourage you to make it a great day. And why?
Because it is a great day to have.
It sure is. Peace
Much
out.
love.